What's up, y'all? It is your girl Ebony and
Ty.
So, y'all, it's been a while since we've been on here because we've been working like crazy. Both intentionally, I was gonna say and unintentionally, but nah, it's intentional because technically we only have to work 3 days a week because our clinic is only Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But that ain't enough bread right now. So just know the money's out here and we be working all over the place. So we wanted to talk about how to deal with seasoned patients. So Tyeisha, you want to tell them what a seasoned patient is?
Okay, guys. So a seasoned patient is this patient or patients in your clinic that they've either have had a great deal of experience in dialysis, meaning they've been on dialysis for some years, and they have the mindset of thinking that they know everything.
Yeah. And it's like, when I say seasoned, I mean seasoned, aka can be difficult, aka can be very challenging, especially if you are just starting out. Because I know most of the people that's on here, like, you're just starting and you're trying to get a feel of the industry and whatnot, and just know that they're gonna be looking at you as like, who is you trying to stick me?
How long you been doing this? How long? Give me somebody else.
Yeah, so yeah, you got the know-it-alls. That's number one. Number two is, got a little list so we can stay focused. They can be meticulous and particular, and if it's not done their way, then it's done wrong. Mind you, a lot of the time this, like I said, happens in the beginning, and sometimes it can also, because honestly, it takes a while for you to get to know them and them to get to know you.
Gotta build that trust.
Yeah, and then, when you get comfortable with what you're doing, there are going to be certain things that they still might not agree with necessarily. Let's say, if they're bleeding, if, they're bleeders or whatever, and they've had experience with dialysis by themselves as far as being on home hemo. I believe that's one of them. Yeah, being on multiple dialysis, multiple years, and having home hemo, they got a kidney, then they had to come back or whatever the case may be. They can be difficult because I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I don't know how you dealt with bleeding at home. Or did you bleed at home? I don't know. But I know, like, the irritation is, I can kind of tell when they're about to bleed before they bleed. I don't know how. It just happens, okay?
It's a feeling.
Yes. So, like, even today, the patient, I asked him, I have never dealt with this patient before, because he's still a new patient. So I asked him, I said, hey, sir, are you a bleeder or do you bleed? And it sounds like a stupid question, but when I say that, they know what you mean.
If you're a seasoned patient, they know exactly.
Yeah. So I'm just like, do you bleed? And they're like, no, not really. Okay. In my head, I'm like, I got a feeling this site gonna bleed. So sure enough, take that needle out, take the gauze off. Then I look and I'm trying to control it, and he's like in La La Land with his arm leaning, and I'm like, shoop. So it's like, you just have to take control, and don't be afraid to take control. But if they get irate and just radical to the point of you're too nerved up in the beginning to really deal with it, then just get somebody else. Go call somebody else. Be like, you know what, sir, can you hold this for a moment? And then go ask somebody else to help you with the patient. Because the ultimate goal is to gain patient trust. So no matter how they feeling, because they're going to always be in their feelings, your goal is to gain patient trust. Oh, and then she already said the other one is they won't let you stick them if you are new.
And it's not even a thing of you're new to dialysis. Maybe you could be like floated into a clinic that you've never been at, and you probably have been doing what you're doing for like 5 years. But if they've never seen you before, they don't know what your capabilities are, so they're gonna automatically be defensive, and they're gonna want to push you away. Like, oh no, get somebody who's done you before.
Yes, it's very interesting though. It's very interesting. We doing something. What you want? You want to come in? I don't know if I'm going to edit this out or not. Yeah, I be messing with my coworkers. She be nosy too sometimes, so it be funny. But anyways, and then like sometimes you have patients that like trust one person more than the other. So
because maybe they've had a bad experience. It always boils down to a patient being trusting until they've had a really bad experience, and then they just completely shut down, and they only want to focus on the people who I guess they've built some type of rapport with in their clinic. I always feel like it's always I feel like from my experience it's always been because they've had a bad experience in the past.
Yeah,
like an infiltration or like a bleed out, or
I can understand that because I mean honestly I probably would not be the I would if Lord I don't want to be Jesus I don't want to be.
Yeah.
But if I was to be a patient, which I know the type of patient that I am, I know that I would be very involved with my care. And I would be very involved with the people that are taking care of me. So I do understand when some of them are like, you're not listening to me. And like, some patients, when I go to other clinics, like it's patients where the staff there are like, oh, they get on my nerves or whatever. But to me, this person doesn't get on my nerves, but it's like, all you gotta do is listen to them. Mm-hmm. So like some of it is just listen to them. Like if they say, stick me here this way, they might know their body more than you know their body. Mm-hmm. So instead of fighting with them and being annoyed because this ain't just even like, dealing with seasoned patients, because you are a seasoned tech or nurse, like instead of fighting with them, just listen to them.
Yeah, take into consideration what they're saying.
That's what happened to me. Yeah. I listened to this particular patient and his treatment went great that day. Like I didn't have any problems with his needles or anything because I listened to him. But I also like had the had the countenance of you don't have a choice but me. So like I didn't even say it. I was just like, all right, come on, grab this stuff. Some patients will let you do that, some won't. If they let me do it, then I'm taking the lead. If they firmly resist, then I'm backing off. So you just have to like choose your battles, because when you back off, it shows them that you will respect them versus forcing yourself on them and then making them feel invaded, or because a lot of them already feel incapable, or they're just disturbed and feel handicapped. They're on dialysis. Not to say that dialysis does not handicap some, but it does not handicap all. And it doesn't keep them to where they're just like absolutely can't do nothing. Like it's so many of them that can do more than they think, but once they get dialysis, it's like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. And then you got the opposite where they be like they want to do everything. And you be like, bruh, why didn't you stay in home hemo?
So I think this conversation will lead to the next step. So a tech who is
a seasoned tech?
New.
Oh, new tech. Okay.
Not even a seasoned tech. Or either or.
What's a new? What time frame grants new? Under a year?
A year and under. So I would still consider myself new.
Everybody.
I know I'm called like that, but let me stop. I am still new.
That is very true. I mean, I do understand what you're saying, because sometimes I look over, I be like, ooh, tired.
I am still new.
You can see it sometimes in the pod. You be like, I wouldn't have. But that's why certain things come with experience, like figuring out like how you want your pod to go. Like, okay, when you know this patient is gonna do this or gonna be this way, like figuring out, okay, I want them here, 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 here. Now our patients, at times we move them around, we shift them around. But most clinics, you don't shift them around like that. You literally, they know where to go, but we still
just kind of follow their lead.
We still in transition, okay? So, But yeah, I guess. I mean, I would feel like you're intermediate. If you have beginner, that's a year and under. And then you have intermediate, that's you. Because that's after a year. Because you've been doing this at least a little longer than a year.
A year and some change.
A year and some change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say intermediate.
Okay. So, just like a tech, a nurse, whomever, they're new to the patient they're about to take care of. The patient's never experienced them before. What would you do?
What would I do?
Yes. What are your steps to, I guess, gain trust? Just like overall, how would you like take over the whole treatment experience? Like, what would you do if you know that you're new in this? If you're new to the patient, and the patient's never experienced it before,
I would treat them like I want to be treated when I walk into a restaurant. Like I want to be, I want to feel invited. Even though most of the time they don't want to be here. So I would
make them feel invited.
Yes, greet them with the greeting of greetings. Pause. Okay, so yeah, I would greet them as if I was a hostess at a restaurant. Be like, hey, and that's usually how I am because I'm pretty bubbly. So I'm like, hey, how are you? My name is Ebony. I'm gonna be your tech today. And I'm like, okay, let's get your temperature. I get their temperature. I'm like, all right, I'll stand with them at the scale. I don't, like, typically you really don't know what the culture is at the clinic. Now, policy, you're supposed to be with them at the scale. That don't always happen. I'm just being real with you because y'all know that's what I do. That's
how things go.
Okay, I'm going to be real with you. So, you get with them at the scale and you almost like baby them but not baby them, basically make them like just feel cared for and not just like a number. I don't want to say like family, but it just depends on the person because some of these
you gotta build that rapport.
Yeah, it's like I would just make them want to feel very comfortable with me.
So you lead them and guide them in those beginning steps, weight, temperature, all that good stuff. So you got them to the chair.
Got them to the chair.
All that's awesome. We're talking, we're getting vitals in, going, everything. What do you do when it comes to a patient who's like, okay, wait, how long have you been doing this? Are you the person that's gonna stick me today?
I would say, how long have I been doing this? For a few years. Am I the person that's going to stick? If they say, are you the person that's going to stick me? I would say, do you want me to stick you? Or do you want me to get someone else?
That's the part that I think a lot of people miss. It's okay to ask. It's okay to get a yes, and it is okay to get a no. And if that patient says no, then you give them the opportunity to choose whomever they feel comfortable with.
And they already know who they want.
And they already know. So you just move aside as you hook up transducers and get them hands going on the dialyzer while whomever sticks them. Don't ever force it. Ever, never. Because you'll never gain that trust.
No, and they'll feel disrespected. So, yeah, I say...
No matter if you stuck them really good.
It don't matter. It'll still be... I'll be like, I wanted such and such. But if you just go ahead and say it. So if they say, yeah, you can, they'll be like, oh, okay, we can give it a try. Then I go ahead, do my thing. And then as I stick the first one, I'll be like, how was it? Because I haven't gotten the question, are you a good stick? And I was like... Well, I was like, I don't stick myself, so I don't know. I said, but you tell me. So I stuck him the first needle. I said, how was that? He was like, okay, that was pretty good. Then stuck him the second one. He was like, all right. I said, am I a good stick? He was like, yeah. I was like, I let them be the judge because I'm not sticking myself, okay? So, and then if they say, no, I want someone else, then I'm like, okay, who you want? They let me know. Then I go get ready. And then I will, like she said, prepare my stuff. But then depending on the person, this is where teamwork comes into play. Depending on the person, but you have to, I kind of play on what the person does. So I kind of go, let's see what they're going to do. So if I say, hey, can you stick such and such? And then let's say if they have a patient, then while they're coming over to stick my patient, I'm coming up. This is typically during changeover, by the way. But, or even in the morning, like if they're coming over to stick my patient, I'm going to whatever patient they have, or going to their section. So if they have a patient, then I'm putting their cuff on. I'm getting them ready to be stuck. If I can stick them, I will stick them.
So cover them while they help you.
Yes. And then if they don't have a patient, then I will do their vitals or say hey to their patients, just so they feel invited and don't feel, especially if they don't know me, so they'll know, like, you know, oh, she's gonna take care of me, and I can reach out to her if something goes wrong or if I don't feel good. So I want to be approachable. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. I want them to feel comfortable enough with me to know that I'm very approachable. What's the next step?
What about unruly patients?
Unruly.
Who just come in with it on their mind.
Ooh, they be ready to pop, 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 pop. Y'all want to see what the back of my hoodie say? Can they see it?
Or yes, sit up.
Y'all see that? Read it.
Sharp shooter.
I'll be ready for them. Because they sure be like, I'll be like, sir, ma'am, I did not cause your kidney failure. I'm just saying. They be coming for anybody because.
And it's the truth.
Because they are angry.
They're every clinic has them.
Yes. Now,
no matter where you go.
Now, I don't say that to them, but I will if they're so unruly to where they just don't want to hear nothing, then I literally
just bitter.
But if they'll let me still stick them and all of that, I do my part. Then I say my last line. Is there anything else you need from me? All right. Well, I'm here for you. Let me know. Walk away. And let them see me work with other patients. Because that be the other thing. Like, they just don't know you. So they have to let you see. They have to see you work with other patients. And some of them just still don't care. They're just angry. And it's not personal. So don't take it personal. I don't take it personal. Yes, I am sharpshooter. But I don't take it personal. And sharpshooter is comedic in a way, because I also would like I'll joke with them. So if they say something, then I might
the rebuttal queen.
I would. I don't know if rebuttal's the right word.
Rebuttal queen should be right here.
Cause I would, if they joke, especially if you joke on me, don't do that. You might as well.
I don't want to be in no video.
Too late.
Come on, scoot up.
I can edit you.
You won't be seen.
Come on. Come here.
I'm covering.
Come on. Oh my gosh. Wait, you got more? What's it?
No, that's for the shredder is here.
Oh,
So
okay.
y'all gonna lock the door, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
She didn't already. Oh God. I knew it. All right. So yeah. I mean, but once I get them joking with me, then it's a wrap. But sometimes you have to see they be real sarcastic.
And then they be your best friend.
But some of them can be real sarcastic. So you gotta be careful with sarcasm. I don't really care too much for sarcasm, honestly. I don't. It's not my favorite. Because some jokes ain't jokes. So just depend on what's said, you know. Just depend on what's said.
Because, you know, I know it's just something about dialysis patients. They're just something else. Boy, I tell you.
There's a breed.
You know.
What somebody said to you the other day?
I feel like I get told something every day.
Girl,
but there's one particular patient at this clinic where I was picking up at, and it's literally an hour away from where I live. So I'm traveling to get there. And this gentleman heard my voice as I was about to go in, and I didn't even touch him yet. Which made it even more awkward. Because you know how long it takes to put a patient on? from beginning to end.
It probably take a good strong 15 if they can walk. I'm gonna say a strong, for me, 10 minutes if they can walk. 10 minutes.
This man, I was asking that question, I believe. It was probably something like, oh, so how much did you weigh today? He goes, dang. He said the word, but I'm going to say dang. You got a sexy voice. And I was like, underneath my mask, just like.
Excuse me.
I was like, I'm going to be honest. I really don't know what to say to that. Yes. He was like, oh, no. I don't mean it. Disrespectful.
So that's also a part of seasoned patients. Like, if you think we're not talking about, we still talking about seasoned patients. We're still talking about patients that's been doing this for a while. That get, especially like some of the clinics we go to that literally have no staff like that. So they get people in and out. And so they see all kinds of people. I mean, I hear all kinds of things, and honey, I will leave them jokers. Let them jokers,
I'm about to say sidebar.
Go ahead, girl.
They love when the new young blonde haired.
That's why I'm sharpshooter.
They love when the young how do I say this?
I don't know, but
I don't even know. But they like when we come in. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's like fresh meat. I'll be like, hey. No. Especially these ones with no legs, honey. What in the world? I'm sorry. I just be like, I don't know. This is tech talk, or nurse talk, or dialysis staff talk. So if you can't take it, please, just click off the video. Because we are people, and we are women, and we hear a lot, experience a lot, see a lot, get told a lot.
It's a mess.
Get pushed up on. I'm always reminding.
Old enough to be your grandpa. Old enough to be your great grandpa.
I'm always reminding some married man about their wife. Oh, you got some beautiful eyes, thank you. And then they make some other comment, and I be like, or even if they say that to me, and it's nothing wrong with a married man complimenting you, it's just the way, the spirit in which they do it.
Because you feel when it's actually platonic, it's a real compliment.
The spirit in which they do it. Because once they say it, I'll be like, did you tell your wife that her eyes was beautiful today? Oh, they can't stand me then. And I don't care, because I need you to go tell her when you get home. Why are you telling me? One man was like, why are you mentioning her for? Because that's your wife. Okay? And I'm not. Why are you telling me? Don't tell me about my eyes. Don't tell me about nothing about me.
That's interesting.
I'd rather look like Krusty Dust. And your wife look like the glory, honey. Because I just think about, I've been married before, and we'll share that another day. But it's like I wouldn't want my husband to be at work or whatever, like telling somebody else that their eyes is beautiful. Who cares? Why are you looking at it? Don't even look at them if that's the case. But it's like, I would not want my husband to do that. Like, that would disturb me. But mind you, been there, done that, been through that, so never again. Dang. But anyways, so we talked about seasoned patients, unruly patients, and just step by step how to deal with these seasoned patients and what's the word I'm looking for? In a healthy way. And remember, don't take it personal, y'all. It's not personal. It can be personal for them, but don't let it be personal for you. Not to say that over time you won't get annoyed with some of the habits.
It's a lot to take.
With some of the habits. Not to say you won't get annoyed with some of them, but just take into consideration that this person that is lashing out or projecting or whatnot on you is finna get some needles stuck in their arm and be in a chair for however many hours.
3 hours, 2.5 hours.
And you not.
4 and 45.
And you not. Be grateful So that's why I could
Yeah.
just shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you need from me?
Sometimes you gotta text up to the chin, be like,
And
well,
walk away.
and most times, when you're very pleasant and humble in your approach, most times they'll always come back and apologize.
Yeah. I get apologies too from ooh. I don't call his name, but such and such has apologized to me. But that's also because I will humble myself and apologize as well if I feel like they feel if I feel like they feel in some kind of way. Because I quickly will be like, anything else you need? Because it's like, now you trying to be combative with me.
So I'm gonna shut it down.
Yeah, you trying to be combative with me over a blood pressure cuff, or your blood pressure's in the 80s. But you trying to be combative with me. How? I don't understand. So why in my right mind would I fight with you? It doesn't make sense. Like, because at the end of the day, remember, if something happens to the patient, you going to be the one that's going to have to take care of them. They can't take care of themselves, because if they could, they wouldn't be there. So it's like, that's why you can't take none of it personal, because at the end of the day, they need you. They need you. And that's why you come to work. So I hope that this encouraged you guys. Yeah, I'm closing up. That's why I'm doing some water room stuff. But I hope
What
this
are these?
These are I got excited. These are our new hoodies, dialysis diamonds. Oh wait, turn around. Wait, come. This is Quiet Storm. That's why she talking about being quiet and being humble.
It works.
She be rumbling. She be ready for him. Hurricane, tornado.
Inside.
On the inside.
I don't let it out.
To me, she does. We let it out to each other.
Oh, I've been to her, and then I'm like, okay, I feel better.
Right. Like, we'll come up together, and then we both be like, tell me why.
And once you get it off, it's like, oh.
And then you meditate on what that person has said. But these are our new hoodies, y'all, dialysis diamonds. Okay, so if you want one, if you have a nickname and you want one, let me know in the comments.
What does the nickname entail? What does the nickname have to be?
What you mean?
It has to describe you on the floor.
Oh, okay.
Your work ethic.
Yes.
Like, who are you in the clinic? What's your role and position?
And if you can't come up with that for yourself, then get some help. Because, I mean, the Lord, because it wasn't me, because I had been thinking of a name for you guys and us, dialysis workers. I had been thinking of this for months. Months, I say. And I just was like, Lord, I don't know. And dialysis diamonds came to me. So I'm taking it and running with it. Then somebody else try to run with it, I'm suing you. All right, just want to let you know. Anyways, so I'm taking it and running with it. So support, because we support each other. Like, we support you guys. Like, oh my God, the ones that, you hit me up on Instagram. You can hit me up email at dialysisdiamonds@gmail.com. And like I said, if you want a hoodie or long sleeve shirt, I mean, I'm a hoodie girl, so I started with hoodies.
And it's getting cold.
Yes, exactly, where we are anyway. But yeah, hoodie, long sleeve shirt, regular shirt, that will be available soon. I will drop a date. It'll be available in the next week or so. But I just wanted y'all to see. I wanted to do it, and then I wanted y'all to see it. So you gotta let me know what y'all think about it in the comments, because I was like, I don't know. So let me know. I love them. The patients love them. Some people love them, but we couldn't think of appropriate names for them. So, and it's, I mean, honestly, sometimes it's hard to think of a name for somebody. Like, it's best if your friend does it, because you might not like the name that we choose. But if somebody knows you well enough, then let them choose. Let them, y'all just be spitballing names, because that's so what we did. We just was just like talking.
Eb came up with my name.
Yeah, and she came up with mine. Because something happened that day, and she was going off about a patient, but to me.
To her.
And then, yeah, let me get it right. To to me. And then she went back like, 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 oh, you quiet storm, because they do not know. They do not know. And I'm sharpshooter because, you know, you got some patients, like I said, they be coming for you. And depending on the day, I might come back.
Quick.
I be ready. And some of them will tell me that.
Sharp.
Some of them will tell me that, and they be cracking up because they be like, ooh, you quick with it. I be like, So it just depends. And some of them like it. Some like it. Some could be offended by it. But I be like, you shot me first. Like, some like it. Some could be offended by it. And it's not even always in a negative way. Like I said, I correct you if you're talking about your wife and you're talking to me. I correct you if you talking bad about yourself. I'm be like, what? You somebody. Like, you know, so sharpshooter means a lot of different things, as well as quiet storm. So I wonder, I don't know what I'm gonna tell y'all to put down there. So if you want a hoodie or whatnot, some merch, let me know in the comments, and I'm gonna send you a link. And if you already know the name, forget that. If you want one, I'm gonna send you a link, because that's less work. We don't need that much work, honey. I already do a lot. So yeah, so I'll send you the link. Just let me know down in the comments below. Put dialysis diamonds. Put I am dialysis diamonds. I am dialysis diamonds. Because we are, unless something else come along. But right now, I don't know. I'm feeling this right now. I'm feeling this. I get tired of it, but I'm feeling it right now. So that's it. Y'all have a good day. Bye.